You have found what lights you up. I'm your host, Sunny the Life Coach, and I'm here because I see you searching for something or someone out there to help you feel better. Something to take away the pain that you're feeling, the inadequacies. I know all of the things that happen in life can leave you feeling empty. Your search is over. This podcast is all about finding your own freedom and power to love yourself enough to shine in the ways you were always meant to, the ways in which you are already fully capable of. If you're ready for some real talk, some serious truth bombs, and a few F-bombs, you are in the right place. Let's do this. Let's get lit. Hey there, and welcome. I am, as always, so grateful that you are tuning into this episode whenever or wherever you may be when you are listening. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. I have actually missed 2 weeks now of this podcast, and it has not been for lack of trying. I just want you all to know I have been going through so many technical issues right now that in my life that it is absolutely driving me nuts. You don't need to hear all the details, but what I want you to recognize or understand or realize is that I actually recorded this episode last week twice. I recorded this episode, and after it was done, I realized that it only recorded like 30 seconds. And it was just stupid. I did it twice. So third time's a charm. Maybe you will get this, and maybe it will be of value to you. I don't know. I mean, right? I thought this would be a fairly brief episode. Just know that my intention here is to provide you with some takeaways and some value toward how to make decisions in your own life from a clean place. Diving straight into this today, diving straight into it because I don't want to repeat it for a fourth time because this one is calling me in several ways. This is coming from my own personal observations as well as those around me. When do we throw in the towel and call it quits? How do we typically make these decisions, and from what place are we making those decisions? When I say a clean place, I'm referring to your own internal connection with life and the humans that you are sharing it with. And it doesn't really matter in my own thought process. This is how I'm personally processing this topic in my mind at this moment. What I'm saying doesn't really matter is the situation itself. And let's get back to basics for just a moment. What is frustrating you? Who is frustrating you? What life situation has you contemplating? Just walking away from it all. Is it your job, your spouse, a close friendship, a personal project that has gone awry, or just not taken off like you thought it would, like a podcast? Just going to throw that in the mix. Yes, because I want you to be aware that all humans are faced with decisions all day, every day. And I want you to be aware that I have contemplated over the years whether this podcast should continue in its current form or whether I should scrap it all and start over a bit later. I have contemplated that. It has been suggested to me by more than one coach or peer along the way, and that perhaps I could revise it, reboot it, or scrap it altogether. And I also want you to know that every single time that such a thing has been offered to me as an option, I have vehemently opposed it. However, given my recent experiences, I'm almost like, oh my goodness, is this a sign? every time. It means so much to me. This podcast means so much to me, and that's what I will say every time. That's not an option. It's like asking me to cut off a limb. This podcast is an extension of me. Yes, it is like my baby, and yes, I have given it life. It's my own creation. And I'm sure many artists feel the same way. In fact, I know that they do when they post rants online about having their art devalued and people trying to barter with them like it's a freaking garage sale when it's custom art. It's one of a kind. No one else has this. How much is this worth to you? And why on earth would you try to get a big lots price from an artist? The thing is, a lot of people just don't understand the value of what you have created. And I'm talking to the artists right now. You know this. You understand that they don't realize the discounted pricing comes with mass production. So you patiently explain that your price is a fair price and that is what it is, and you do it every single time. I do this on occasion at the local florist where I work part-time just to get that human interaction and face-to-face connection. Recently, I had a guy on the phone, not exactly face-to-face, but on the phone, tell me that we weren't being competitive with 1-800 Flowers on the price of a dozen roses, for example. And I politely responded to him that we are not trying to compete with them. 1-800 Flowers, my friends, that is self-assembly. It comes in a cardboard box with a vase, and you get to play floral designer to put it all together. Have fun with that. There's your discount. Of course, our qualified designers deserve to be paid for their labor and their creativity. But we're talking about throwing in the towel and when to make that decision and how to make it from a clean place. It is always about relationships, which is my jam. It's always about relationships with other humans and the space that we are in when we are faced with a decision. So whether it is leaving a job, a partner, a friendship, your way of life, what is driving your decision? And it can't be, well, they ain't acting right, they pissed me off, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Words were said. Someone said words. You have a reaction to that. That is internal to you. Be aware of that. It is always internal. It is also always your choice to make it eternal. I'm talking about holding grudges and such. That is your choice. And again, a topic for another day, perhaps. That is your space, your autonomy within yourself. All of the decisions that you make, my love, they are born of your own intuition, that which is unique to you. And we humans can make a blue million decisions in a single day. Can we not? Yes, we can, because we are amazing that way. Thing is, not all of us fully understand just how amazing that we are. So we assign that responsibility onto others, be it your marriage, your job, your friendships. We have been taught that if others don't treat us the way that we want to be treated, that's the golden rule, right? Then they should change and we should quit them. We should give up on them. We should throw in the towel, tap out, however you envision quitting looks like. I just used a certain analogy in the title in the hopes that you would listen in and connect with what I am trying to say here. Use whatever terminology works for you. My request today is that you attempt to find some awareness of the notion that whatever triggers you are trying to avoid by calling it quits actually belong to you. And so you can run, you can hide, you can revert to your childhood and pitch a damn fit, which, by the way, I highly recommend. Children are so very tapped into their nervous system until the world teaches them otherwise. You can do any or all of those things. You can. You have my permission. Those are options. And those are the options that we are all already so very familiar with. We've been practicing these options for a lifetime. What we don't do is this. We do not sit with ourselves and our emotions. Nope, not for one fucking minute. That would be extremely uncomfortable, right? When I say that your triggers belong to you, I hope that you are able to make that connection. And if not, please check out the previous episode around triggers and how they are an inside job. They are internal to you. They are customized to you. You are the only one who has lived your experiences, only you. Now, the other thing that I want you to have awareness of before you answer the question of whether to quit or when to quit, be it another human, an ideal, a societal ideal like marriage, your job, whatever is on the chopping block in your mind, there's another point of awareness that I want for you when you are making huge life-changing decisions. They are never, ever easy. Ask me how I know. But this is what I find is our greatest mistake when we are making big life-changing decisions in the heat of the moment. We have created this imaginary ideal scenario or movie scene in our minds that life will be rainbows and butterflies on the other side of that decision, that the grass will be greener over there if we just change our surroundings and who we are with. Our sphere, if you will. Here is the truth bomb, my friends. I do believe, and I have experienced this enough times myself, that if we try to run away, or even just turn away, dodge, duck, and weave from our life lessons that maybe one particular soul is trying to show us about ourselves. For example, when we do that, we simply create the space for that very same lesson to come back in another form. It isn't the person, the workplace, the home you live in that is truly the problem. It's the universe giving you an opportunity to work through the very shit that you said you wanted to work through before you took human form. Whoa, what's that about? Well, that's yours. It's yours. It's yours alone. We have many guides in the spirit realm, as well as in the physical world. I do believe that we are constantly protected and guided. We just have to be willing to see those signs, and we have to be willing to feel all of the feelings that our experiences bring to us. When we don't feel, when we turn away or we freaking run from them, we will be presented again and again with alternatives to the lesson. That's how the universe works. That is how Earth School works. There are no expectations that we need to all behave a certain way or sit in rows of neat lines to receive our life lessons. There's no standardized testing. There are no emails from the teachers to your parents. That's the best part of Earth School. No emails from teachers to parents. And also very little guidance, but maybe there is some consultation happening behind the scenes that you don't know about. That is entirely possible. How fun is that to imagine? Like all of your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides gathered around in some alternate realm, talking amongst themselves, saying, well, she didn't figure it out this time because there she goes again, running from that life lesson. So how will we present it next time? Because she's gonna learn it one way or another. I love imagining that. I love imagining my spirit guides having a consult like that. And they've been super busy, I can assure you. So what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter the source of your lesson if it is your spouse, your child, your boss, your parents, your best freaking friend. When you are having an emotional experience, that is yours. It belongs to you. And those around you just may have created an agreement with you, and you don't remember because you aren't yet fully aware and engaged with your spiritual self, and that's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. It's all by design. As Rumi says, you think of yourself as a citizen of the universe. You think you belong to this world of dust and matter. Out of this dust, you have created a personal image and have forgotten about the essence of your true origin. Yeah, we have forgotten. And yes, the decision to throw in the towel and call it quits is a very personal one, unique to you and your own experiences. It has always been this way. It will always be this way. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one with this title. When? Well, that's up to you. I just want you to know that if you are trying to get away from someone or something, maybe, just maybe, the person or the place will come back around in another form. I'm just saying, just spreading those truth bombs. If you don't learn the lesson this time around, you're going to get another chance and another and another until we leave. That's it. Listen, starting very soon, oh my gosh, initially I had thought I would say starting in a couple of weeks, but it has been a couple of weeks already since I have been able to say this. So I'm thinking around October 26th or so, I haven't fully decided just when, I will be offering a series of virtual engagements. We are definitely going to address politics because we have a critical election coming up in the U.S. and I want as many of us as possible to survive it without losing our ever-loving minds in the process. And oh, by the way, heading straight into the holiday season as well. So I'm just thinking of all of the family dynamics that are getting ready to happen like in a frenzy as we close out 2022. I'm starting there. I'm going to continue to build on this series, but I'm definitely going to start with election season. The best way to stay connected is to subscribe to this podcast. Join the What Lights You Up Facebook group or follow me on social. All of the links are in show notes. I cannot wait to see you light up, shine on.